I'm gonna be rich. So one of my little brothers, he's in Korea. Sorry, trying to drive. I'm on my way to go meet him. Pretty awesome. When I was in Germany, I almost got a chance to see him, but we're kind of too busy, right? What do you guys think? Making $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $1 million a month. Do you think it gets harder as the pay goes higher? I think everybody will agree that that is not the case. So when you're starting off at your job and you're making, entry level, and as you go up and up and up, your workload usually becomes smaller, and your management skills and people skills kind of bring you up there. So it's a different type of labor, but I think it becomes easier, right, on the body. I don't know about the mind, but it does become easier. Now we're talking about an employee mindset, right? Making money through a company, getting paid as an employee. But if you are a business owner, usually as you tier up, your workload gets smaller. You start to delegate more, and you're often making more money putting in the same amount of work as you would when you were first starting. So that's pretty crazy, right? So if you think about these things, wouldn't it be nicer to start something, work hard towards it, and then kind of get a break and start getting income from the pipeline, from the system that you've created, rather than actively working for it? So partially it would be passive. I think that would be great, right? And I think a lot of individuals think about these things. Like, I've thought about this countless times. So I'm thinking, what should I do? I don't want to work for somebody. I don't want to be an employee. Okay, what kind of work do I need to start? Do I want to start, a bakery? That's random, right? But my parents owned a donut shop, like a little bakery. So I was thinking, should I do that? Should I try to franchise that? Should I try to, work that and build that up? Or should I start a restaurant? Or should I start some type of distribution company? Should I buy stuff, sell it to Korea, so on and so forth? There were so many things going through my mind. Nadia and I, we were going to start an online clothing store, because about 15 years ago, that's where a lot of shops started online, and it was e-commerce beginning. And I remember one of her friends, they have a pretty famous online store here in Korea. It's still very famous. And they were doing really well, like 100,000 in sales, and it was just started out of a little brick and mortar, and they built it. And they're telling me how much that they were making per month, but at the same time how much they were spending on marketing, right, like ads and so on. And I remember they were stating like they were doing like 70% on marketing. And you have to be on the front pages to get those clicks, to get the traffic, to get customers to come. When I thought about that, I remember we built a website, we got models, took photos, did the layouts, did the whole thing, and we were ready to launch. And I told Nadia, I was like, I don't think we should do this. Pulled the plug on it. Like, we had the clothes ready, we had everything ready, guys. So, but we pulled the plug, and it was because I saw the improbability. There's also possibility, right? But I saw how difficult it would be to become successful in that niche because of all the capital that was needed to get started on it, So I continued to look for other business opportunities. Education was one of the big ones here, since, I speak English, and it's a super easy niche to get into here, education, But that's just something that I was never really passionate about. And I wanted something that I can start with low capital and ability-wise, ethic, like hard work-wise. I was okay with that, teach me whatever and I can go do it. If it's with my hands and feet, I'll put in the blood, sweat, and tears. So that's where I was at, right? And randomly, this business crept up, out of nowhere. I wasn't looking for it. I remember going to meetings when I was a university student, and getting called out to, those, hey, this is an opportunity for you guys, get started with your own business for really low fees and so on, and all that, right? I remember at the time, I think it was $68 or something to register, and then you would buy some kind of package that would get you started, so it would familiarize with you with all the products. And the whole concept was building your own online shop, right? Now the concept's great, and I'm not bashing it, but concepts aren't, like in that kind of business, concepts aren't what make you the money. So those aren't the things that bring you success in my mind, right? Remember, I'm just telling you my story. And when I looked at the system that they were introducing me to, there were multiple ones, right? Not just one company. One was selling a juice, and they were telling me all the special properties. They were telling me that how the antioxidants inside of it, how they're so amazing and so good. But when I saw their explanation, it wasn't a case study on the product itself, but rather the ingredients going into the product. So I thought, if that's the case, I would just eat those ingredients, right? I would just eat the blueberries, I would just eat the berries, nuts, and so on and so forth. I would just eat those. I would get the same benefits, right? Like, it wasn't something spectacular. It wasn't anything new, right? And if it was something new, then they would have to have it FDA approved. And it wasn't. And they were selling it for really expensive. It was too expensive for me to afford at the time, right? And they were saying just drink like a shot a day and so on and so forth. But the thing was, they were saying that I should be a distributor of it and sell it and to get money from that, right? And I did the math, and I looked at the target market, and I was a poor college student, and poor college students do not drink things like that. My poor college student friends would save their cups and go back to the Chick-fil-A and get free refills forever. Right? That's the kind of cheap college friend environment that I was in, and I was not going to be selling some kind of luxury drink to people, right? So I was like, no, getting started, and then they wanted you to do like auto ship, and so you continue to get. I was like, guys, this isn't a good business model, right? It's not like I'm making like a huge profit off of each bottle being sold either. Like it wasn't good, okay? Like the math didn't work. That's the point, okay? The target market, my market didn't work. The item itself wasn't anything special. It's too expensive. And we're poor. So there's another one that came, right? Another one. And they're like, okay, hey, you can buy, and like they had like thousands of items. And they're like, oh, you can buy this and this and this. And he was like flashing his he was like, I got a $25,000 bonus and this, and I was like, that's great, Like, I'm not bashing it, but I was like, so how'd you make that money? And he was telling me like the structure, and there's like this registration fee, and then different like structures and how you can get started. But he was telling me that I can buy just these regular things. So I looked at all the products, and the things that I would buy, the PV that I would get from that, right? The points, right? Because everything equates to points. Even your credit card, right? Every time you swipe, you get cash back, you get points. You can use those points to buy items. It's the same concept, right? That kind of concept is everywhere, guys, okay? So it was that kind of concept, but the products that they were selling that I would be using had very low PV, and the items that I would not be able to buy regularly had really high PV. And I was like, well, that doesn't really work either, And when I looked at the price of the items, they weren't like they weren't competitive. After going through all the information, I was like, guys, I'm not doing this, and you guys shouldn't either. And I remember my friends like trying to, every time, some kind of pitch was sold to them, they would call me and ask me to go with them to examine it and to see if they should do it or not. And I've never even signed up for a MLM before, guys. Never for a network marketing company. I've never even signed up before. Okay? I was like, it doesn't work. Okay? What makes something work? Meaning, what makes a successful business? And it's not rocket science. It's pure logic. If I present you with an item that you would use anyways, but that item that I present to you, you like better in terms of quality, and you feel like it's better in terms of price, and it gives you better value, you will use it. It's not rocket science. So if I can create a company that can do those things, then I'll be rich. I'll make money. So I looked into that. The MOQ on getting items like that, it's too high. I wasn't able to, I will try to buy this or do this, or, I would try to look for an item and try to get the capital to do these things. And it was just too much, guys. I couldn't do it. So I was thinking, well, what's the next best thing that I could do then? Well, theoretically, it's network marketing. Theoretically, right? Network marketing should answer this question for you, because what it does is a company will be able to buy in huge quantities, lower the price, and still get good quality, and give it to their distributors to go out and make consumers with, and profit share. That's the concept of network marketing, guys. But I've never been able to find a company that has been able to do that. Until one day, I went to my mother-in-law's. My wife came to me, and my wife just so happened to use the deep cleanser that my mother-in-law was using. Now, for those listening, if you don't know what a deep cleanser is, deep cleansers are, they're oil-based or cream-based, and it's a face wash, but it's to remove makeup, is what I was told, right? And prior to this event, I bought my wife a $120 deep cleanser. Not knowing anything, that's the one she wanted, and it was the one being marketed, and it was the one like all her friends were using. Okay, so I bought it for her. $120. Every time she's pumping, going to wash her face, I feel like it's like $1, $2, $3, right? And it's not even getting the mascara off. So she's doing 4 pumps, 5 pumps. That's $5 a night that she's washing her face with down the drain. That's how I calculated it, right? Because if it's soap, to me, that's soap, right? You can go to Walmart, you can go to Costco, you can go to these stores and buy soap for like $5. But anyways, went to my mother-in-law's. My wife left her deep cleanser at home, and she used what my mother-in-law was using. And she came out of the bathroom, washed her face, and I looked at her eyes. I was like, honey, what'd you use? Because when she used to use her stuff, her eyes would get irritated and it would be red because she's trying to remove her eye makeup, But when I saw her, it was clear. And I asked her, and she said, I just used what my mom has. And I was like, okay, what is it? And she was like, it's Atomy. I was like, Atomy? What the heck is Atomy? I was like, okay, but is it better than what you're using? Because I wanted her to switch, right? And she was like, yeah, it's better. And then I thought to myself, wait. If it's better, I wonder how much it is. And I was really hesitant. I was like, honey, don't tell me, And I just kind of walked away. But my wife was really curious. So she went online, searched it, and it was 1/10 of the price, guys. Okay. It was like $8 for one versus her $120. So I was like, oh, wow, honey, you got to use this for the rest of your life. Ended up getting it for her and ended up using that, right? And then that's when I came to realize that, wow, this product is exactly what I was looking for. High in quality, low in price. But when I looked at the company that was selling it, it was a network marketing company. I was like, no way. I've never been able to see a network marketing company do that, right? They're always about selling you something that is non-comparable, meaning they have some kind of special patent, and it's always super expensive, and just not viable, you know? Like, I would never want to be a consumer. And if you wanted to buy it, you would have to pay some kind of fee to become a member and get it on auto ship and just all this stuff, right? All this nonsense in my book. Things that I felt like was unnecessary, right? So, one second, let me park. So I was like, guys, what is this? And I looked into it. I was like, I'm gonna be rich. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna be rich. Why? Because I found the business that I was looking for. Because they were like, there's no registration fees, there's no monthly fees, there's no auto ship, you don't gotta buy in bulk. Like, it was perfect. So I found the business I was looking for. What more do you want, right? I can match that MOQ for that item. Even if I wanted to buy it and sell it and make my own business, they already did it. But they weren't making money in terms of selling it to me at a overpriced like markup, right? But now, of course, would I be able to make more money starting my own company and getting a product like Atomy does at the price and quality? Of course. But would that cost me capital? And would that be more risky? Of course, right? So therefore, I don't want the risk, but I want the benefits of that quality and price. And I want to do it in a way where I can build my own business and retain my consumers through this system. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't know. There's so much to talk about. I'll make a part 2, guys, but I'm here. Love talking to you guys, so let's keep talking. So let's talk with Coach Joo. Part something else coming soon.